In this lesson, we are going to learn about how we can tweak the size of rows and columns. We shall also see how we can move them. In the dataset visible in front of us, we can see that many of the column headings are not entirely readable. Also, a lot of the data appears as hash. To overcome this, we can auto-fit the size of the column. We can do so by going to the column, selecting the entire column using Ctrl plus spacebar, and then pressing the shortcut Alt H O I. And now the column headings as well as the data is readable. We can auto-fit multiple columns together by selecting all columns using Ctrl plus spacebar and then pressing Shift plus right arrow key to select multiple columns. Then running the same command Alt H O I. We can select the size of the columns manually as well. Let's press Alt H O and W for column width. Let us select 12 for example. Upon pressing enter, the columns that we selected now have the width of 12. It is recommended to run the AutoFit command before accessing any datasheet. In my dataset, I have entered country column after fees column. But I would like to view country after the last name column. Let us learn how to move an entire column. Let us move to the second tab by pressing Ctrl plus page down. Now, as we can see, 3 should come before 4. Hence, we will move this column before this column. We can do this by selecting the column, by pressing Ctrl plus spacebar, cut the column using Ctrl plus X, select the column where we want our column to be, in this case, column C, and then press Ctrl plus Shift plus the plus sign. This moves our column. As an exercise, please try moving the country column to column C. AutoFit can be done for rows as well. However, more often than not, the contents of the cell would not exceed the row height. The formula to auto-fit the height of the rows is Alt H O A. If we need some space between these two rows to present it more neatly, we can add a row between the two rows and reduce its size manually. To manually select the height of the row, we can press Alt H O and H for row height. Let us select 2 for example and press enter. This gives us a much more cleaner look where the data and the headings are completely divided. Let us see how we can move rows, which is quite similar to how we moved columns. First, let's move to the third sheet by pressing Ctrl plus page down twice. Let us select the row using Shift plus spacebar, cut the row using Ctrl plus X, select the row where we would like our row to be, in this case, row 3, and press Ctrl plus Shift plus the plus sign. This has moved our row.